I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about career. How can you find the time when you're most likely to get a job or get a promotion or advance in some way, have an opportunity for your work and your career? Well, the first thing I'm going to look at is going to be the 10th house of your chart, because this is your career, your social standing. It's the highest point in the chart. So depending on your ascendant sign, which must be determined by looking at your Vedic Astrology sidereal chart, which you can find your ascendant sign, what is rising, by going to my free calculator on my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And once you determine what is your ascendant, then you can better figure out when these opportune times will occur. So the most significant opportunity will be relative to when transiting Jupiter is going to be aspecting your 10th house. And this will incorporate an entire year. So sometimes you may not find when transiting Jupiter is aspecting the 10th house all the time for a year. So you're going to want to look at the faster moving planets to give times throughout the year, regardless of if you have Jupiter aspecting that house. So the sun is so significant in terms of career opportunities, and the sun will be in a sign per month. And therefore, every single year, the sun will be in the same house for your chart. So in other words, if you have Gemini as your ascendant, I'll use my chart as an example because my ascendant, my Lagna, is Gemini. Every year from about January 15th till February 15th or 14th, the sun is in Capricorn. So remember, I'm talking about the sidereal chart, not the Western tropical chart. So the sun being in Capricorn is in my 8th house. And that time of year is always a down period, a low period for me, because regardless of what year it is, the sun is always in that sign for that period of time, for 1 month. So what you're going to be looking for is when the sun is transiting your 10th house, whatever your 10th sign is. When the sun goes through there, you rise in position and power and opportunities. And this will be the same time for basically for different ascendants, but the same time per year. So when you see the sun going across the sign, that is on your 10th house cusp. That is the most prosperous time that you could come into career opportunities. But if you add in the aspect of Jupiter's aspect to the 10th house, this is another indicator of prosperity in terms of elevation with your work and your career. So we're looking at the sun, we're looking at Jupiter in transit to the 10th house. Now the next thing we want to look at is what planet rules the 10th house. So let's say you have Capricorn on your 10th house cusp. Then because Saturn rules Capricorn, then when Jupiter aspects Saturn, it will represent expansion, recognition, advancement with career. So backing up a little bit, everything is determined on your birth chart in terms of what is your 10th house, what planet rules your 10th house. Additionally, we must always look at Chandra Lagna. So the second step involved here is after we assess when the sun's transiting the 10th house, when Jupiter is transiting or aspecting the 10th house. And by the way, Jupiter's transit or aspect while it's in transit will be in that sign conjunction. In the opposing sign, which is in opposition, it's casting its rays and lights to the opposite sign. So Jupiter casts trines. So if your 10th house is Capricorn, then you're going to want to find when Jupiter is in Virgo or the other earth sign, Taurus. So this would be when Jupiter's aspecting the 10th house. And this would be when career opportunities will occur within that time span that Jupiter is in a particular sign aspecting the 10th house. Now, Jupiter does remain in a sign for a solid year, so that would be the year of advances. But you also want to find when Jupiter may be aspecting the planet that rules the 10th house, as well as aspecting the 10th house itself, but also from the moon. What sign is the 10th sign from your natal moon? Vitally important. This is how you feel about things. This is your experiences as how happy or unhappy you may be. So if you're getting a career advancement, chances are you're very happy. So Jupiter would be in the 10th house from your natal moon, transiting that is. So I'm talking about the timing of events. Jupiter is imperative for expansion, wealth, and opportunities. So when it's aspecting the 10th house Lord, as well as the 10th house from the moon, and the 10th house ruler from the moon. So the 10th house from the moon, what planet rules that sign as well? Now, anytime Jupiter in and of itself aspects Saturn, regardless of what house it's in, this can represent career opportunities. Basically, Saturn is relative to the 10th sign Capricorn. So Saturn rules Capricorn, and Capricorn is the 10th sign. So Saturn in and of itself always represents career possibilities, and as Jupiter aspects it, this will broaden and bring opportunities. One last note is Rahu will bring career opportunities as well. Both Jupiter and Rahu represent expansion, change. And wherever Rahu is, or Ketu, there will be eclipses happening within that year. And wherever Rahu and Ketu are in a chart will represent great expansion and change. Now, Rahu gives, Ketu takes away. So chances are when Rahu's in the 10th house, transiting the 10th house, and for example, right now, Rahu is in Cancer. It is now December 2018. So we have Rahu in Cancer till the end of March of 2019. So this means Rahu's in the 10th and will bring expansion and change in the career. And because I also know that at this time Jupiter is in Scorpio transiting, it's aspecting the 10th house. So people that have this position have great change in career, that have their 10th house either Scorpio, because Jupiter's there, or Cancer, because that means Rahu is there. So these individuals will have upliftment with their work and their career. But on a different note, because Ketu can be losses, and wherever Rahu and Ketu are where the eclipses will be occurring for 1.5 years, 18 months. If you have Ketu in the 10th house, then currently that would mean your 10th house is Capricorn, Ketu is transiting in Capricorn. It would mean change and possibly loss of a position at work. But it could simply just mean a change of job, not necessarily getting fired or lost, but it does represent a radical change. And because the 10th and the 4th house are opposite one another, 10th house is your career opportunities. The 4th house is where you live. Because of a career change, you could move. And they usually come together. Something changes in the home when something changes at work. So look for the transiting sun through the 10th. Look for Jupiter's aspect to the 10th. That means either in the 2nd, the 6th, or the 10th house, as well as Rahu or Ketu in the 10th house. This will change your career pursuits and opportunities. And there's someone who agrees with me, my dog, who just walked in and says, hello, this is all correct and right. So with that, I'd like to close. And if you're interested in learning more about Vedic astrology, you can always go to my website, or you could go to my university website, which my website is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.